Hello, everyone. Good evening to each one of you in India and, of course, to different parts of the world. You have different time zones. We welcome all of you to the International Fab Talks, my dear friends. It would really be nice connecting with you every single day. And yes, we are doing that. And of course, when we meet every single day, we meet for a reason. And we are connected with unsung heroes across the world as to how they've been overcoming all their challenges and are still facing life and are brave enough to face all the odds that have come across their path. You and I should also learn a lot from various unsung heroes who have been able to succeed in their life and surge ahead. Today, we are being joined by a very special celebrity and guest who's joining us all the way from a beautiful city called as Hyderabad, Telangana, India. She is S.S. Sujata, and she has voluntarily retired from her services from the bank. And she's focusing on building a beautiful future for herself and for the people around her. Join me, friends. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to the session.
Yeah, good afternoon, and thank you very much, Andrea, for having me on your forum. And hi, hello, and namaste to everyone who is viewing this program. I'm overjoyed to be here with you to share a few things from my life. Yes, Andrea.
Wonderful, ma'am. And we really thank you for taking out some time for us. On special request, you are here with us. And I'd like to thank Chidambaram, sir, for sharing your contact details that you are here with us today. Thank you so much, Chidambaram, sir. Dear ma'am, I've shared about you very briefly. We'd
Yes.
like to know who is the real Sujata, ma'am.
Real Sujata is someone very human and, who lives every second of her life, and she doesn't just exist in life. That is Sujata, and who is very sensitive to everything that is happening around her, what may, and whatever may be the scenario of life she's going through.
This is what is life, overcoming all the challenges and keeping a brave front, smiling and living every moment. That is the beauty, ma'am, and really hats off to you for that. Dear ma'am, we'd like to know if you're interested in reading books, what kind of books interest you?
Yeah, I'm not a voracious reader, but I have read some few books. And when I read, they really sit in my brain. And that's the reason maybe I can't read many books. So I have been reading, what should I say, autobiographies and life histories of higher souls traveling on this earth. For example, as a college student, I remember having read some Telugu novels by scientific writers, and uh, Linda Goodman's Sunshines was one book which influenced me. And the next book I read was the biography of Ganapati Sachidananda Swami of Mysore Ashram, and then Paramahamsa Yogananda's autobiography. Say then what else? Yeah, I have read quite a few highly evolved souls life histories, which really helped me in the process of my journey. Why I am interested in real stories is they are higher souls guiding the mankind into a peaceful and a higher paths. So when you are struggling and going through in your life, those their life history will inspire us to tread the right path in the right direction.
Excellent, dear. Excellent.
Autobiography of Yogi is Paramhamsa Yogananda's, and another is Sridhar Swami Charitra is another thing, and again Sripada Vallabha Charitra is another thing, and Dattatreya Charitra. They're all humans who walked on the earth in different centuries. So they inspire me a lot to be stuck to the moral path I'm treading.
Excellent, ma'am. That's really nice to share all of it, dear. Beautiful. Dear ma'am, we'd like to know your journey when you were working in the bank. How was that beautiful and exciting journey?
Yeah, it was super exciting in a way because I have joined the bank on compassionate grounds at a very early age. I had actually I got my appointment order when I was 17 years old because I lost my father, who is the senior most officer in the entire south region of the bank. So what happened is one day I walked in from my college, Nizam College degree first year, and there was appointment order waiting for me. So I had to go visit the branch and tell my manager that I will be only joining at a later time because I haven't even finished my first year exams. To which my manager said, yes, you are only a minor now. So in April, I will be a major. So she asked me, it will help another, it was an all women's branch. She told me that it would help another woman to have that 3 month slot for employment because they would recruit temporary employees in those days. So that is how my journey started, and she would introduce to everyone as a baby of the bank. And yeah, I was though I want my academically I was a science student before joining the bank. I had discontinued in the night college, and I think this is the right time for me to acknowledge how I am here because it is my classmate Nalini Naganathan, CA Nalini Naganathan. Who is now Nalini Padmanabhan, and Padmanabhan are my dearest friends, and Padmanabhan is like a big brother to me, who had been an invisible hand supporting me all through the journey when I'm going through the tough times for the past few years. And through him, I had come to know K. Chidambaram. So I would like to thank K. Chidambaram very much for referring me to you, and also Nalini and Padmanabhan for you know uh, introducing me to K. Chidambaram through Prarana Educational Society. Okay, that is one part. And the other part of my journey through bank had been, yes, it had been, I'm a kind of person who adapts to the scenario of life easily. So yes, there were days when I sat in the bank pinching myself if it was me who is working in the bank because I wanted to be a doctor or a monk in a Ramakrishna mission. That was my prior, what should I say, prior thought process. Oh, okay. Then, yeah, the journey was, yeah, I learned everything very fast. I was, I always loved catering to the needs of my customers, come what may, even if it was, uh, see, even if sitting for late hours or anything, I stood up to the challenges or any time where I was required by the bank. See, in any public sector undertaking or any undertaking, any organization, I feel there will be only 10% of the employees who will be considered as the pillars of the branch. Okay, they contribute 90% of the, or at least 80 to 90% of the work that is really required by the organization in a different way. So I'm proud of myself to say that I was one among that 25 to 10% range, where I contributed whenever my institution or my organization required my services. Okay, and the other thing is I stood up to I have been the branch secretary. There are always employees unions, and where we negotiate with the management for any of the problems around with us, and also for the betterment of the customers. And I have also hosted many customer service meetings of the branches. I have been branch secretary at many times, and I have also stood up for I have also been the convener for the All India, All Bank, All Women Employees Association, wherein we have organized All India seminars in Hyderabad and Delhi, and again Calcutta too. In Calcutta and Delhi, I was just a representative from the state. But when it was organized in our state, I represented the entire women forum of the bank. And then coming to the other aspects, yes, I was a very quick learner, being a science student, and my managers always relied on me, and they had a very good impression about me. That is what I can tell you. And I would also volunteer, when there was some necessity or what should I say, some difficulty in the next departments around me. We would voluntarily take up the their job too. And there are, in the last branch where I have resigned, there are cases, where I had to I was in an advances department, but because of the staff shortage, I had to go and take care of the cash. And there, we never had counting machines then. I'm talking about early 2000, and wherein I was working for Kachipura railway station branch, wherein we get huge amounts of cash, and you have received the cash, count them manually, and pay to almost 400 payments manually, and also receive the cash. So you should be very focused, Because at the end of the day, in the banking industry, you have to tally to the stroke, to the naya paisa. It's not like now we have so many ATMs. It is a completely different scenario now. And I also take pride in letting you know that we were part of the mechanization of the entire banking industry, at our level, at the branch root level. We were a few of us who had to mechanize the entire banking records. We had to work manually and also feed everything into the computer. And sometimes we had to go live. When you go live, it was very challenging, because I remember very well, I had to stay back in Zahirabad branch till 11 o'clock in the night, when our ZO people from Hyderabad had come. And we had to it was a deposits department, and we cannot go wrong when it goes live. Okay, parallelly manual will be there, but it will give you a bad impression of the bank if we go live and some records are not go wrong. And I can proudly say I had to feed 1,200 records in just a half a day, and then it was a stroke tally without any difference. So such was the spirit with which we worked there. And sometimes I find it very surprising when we visit the branches today, the new generation taking up the jobs. It's like all the old water is gone and it is replaced by the fresh water. So their approach to work, and most of them are engineering students, students from engineering background. Yeah, the same thing continues. Only 10% of them are really good at serving people. And we feel bad. Some of us feel bad when we have to go to the branch and stay from morning till evening, to just get few things done. And they are not, they don't think out of box. I don't know whether it's because of lack of exposure to the banking knowledge, or it is their nature. By nature, they're like that. Whereas when we were in cash or something, when we knew the customer, if the customer is in a hurry to go, they would just come and request us, ma'am, please, I'm in a hurry. We knew the customer, right? We were there for 4 years or 5 years, and we know the customer just outrightly. So, we would just take the token and we risk paying it. It's sort of mutual trust and faith. That is lacking in the banking industry now. So that is in brief, I think.
Yeah, that's a beautiful experience that you've been sharing, ma'am. And for the first time, you've shared about banking, and you've given an elaborate picture as to how the things were working, and even you had to stay up late.
Yeah.
In case when it was going live, as you mentioned, that's really true. We think that, oh, being a banker or working in the bank is an easy job. But no, my dear friends, it requires a lot of hard work, passion, and dedication. And of course, being vigilant all the time. Dear
More
ma'am,
than hard work, it is your focus, which is very important. You have to be focused every second when you are working. When it was in a manual manner, even there are different handwritings. When different people man the department. So sometimes each one has his own style of handwriting. There is a 1 in the above column, and if you think it as 7 and pay to the customer, pass the check when there is no balance in the account, again you are responsible to recover it back and see that the amount is credited, or otherwise we have to pay it from our pocket. That is how risky it is. Yes, it is a smooth going thing as long as you are focused and you do your work perfectly.
Yes, dear. Thanks to the advancement of science and technology today, that the banking sector has really now, it's on a much better space. Like, it's all digitalized and everything. So that's really nice. Yes.
But still there is a man behind that
Yes,
machine.
yes. Very true. Very true. Yes.
Because there are still some errors going on where we know it, because I'm being a banker there, where it has gone wrong, how it has gone wrong, and things like that we know. Yeah, it is good in a way that, customers are at a benefit, I should say. How I should say? No, it is not that you only, you have to visit the bank only during the customer hours or the commercial hours. Now you can go to any ATM and you draw your cash. Earlier it was like that. See, it was very difficult for all the human race, I should say. That was available in advanced countries like abroad sometimes. But in India, the person has to go to bank in person to withdraw the cash. Now it is not so. You can draw it on any day, any time, right? So that is thanks to the advancement of technology.
Yes, dear. Very true, ma'am. Very true. Ma'am, we'd like to know about your childhood experience below the age of 10. What type of a child were you? The happy-go-lucky one, the shy one, or the naughty one?
I think I wasn't a happy-go-lucky one. At the same time, I was a bit shy. As a child, I was a bit shy. And I was truly an obedient child. That is what my mother had communicated to my son at the later ages. When I had my son and she was bringing him up, when he put forth so many demands for asking for some, toys and things like that, she would tell my son, see, your mother grew up, though I'm from a well-to-do family. So my father, he had provided us all with good education and everything we needed. But I never had any demands, I should say, from my side. So she told my son that she is a daughter who had never asked as the parents even for a pin. So that was my nature. It still continues. I don't know. I cannot ask anybody for anything. I'm happy and always content with what I have. And I was proud of my father. I remember that very well. And I was also proud of my mother. But I was proud of my father because he was the one who had really, spotted who understood me better than anybody else. So, and I was a topper. I was a very good academically. I was very good at studies, and my teachers loved me. So in their class, I was now people say that I was always a first bencher. I never sat in a second bench all my life, and my teachers, as a 10-year old, also they would say I never wrote an entrance exam anywhere because my reports always spoke high of me, and I was just given admission in any school I went because my father was transferred every 3 years. He was the manager of the syndicate bank in the districts of Andhra. So from Kakinada, Rajahmundry, Vijayanagaram, Hyderabad. So we had to, he was on a transferable job. So every 3 years, I will be in a new school. And as you asked me before, before 10 years, I was double promoted from second class to fourth class. And then again, fourth also, I was a student of St. John's and my St. Joseph, not St. John, St. Joseph Vijayanagaram, which I would like to visit as I go. So my sister, who was the headmistress, called my father again and she said she would double promote me again from fourth to sixth. So my father refused. He said no, she will be again underage. So that is how it is. I was joined. My mother says I was joined in a school in Kakinada at 2 years age. I was fluent. I was very fluent in talking. So those days, I think for 50 years back, I don't think children were joined at that very young age, 2 years to pre. And I still have a letter from my class teacher at that 3 years old, when I was 3 years old. It said that which she has addressed the letter to my mother, asking her to take care of me. And she said that I'm the pride of the class. And if I don't attend the class for a single day, and the class is very empty without me. That is what she said. I still have that letter with me. So that is what I remember about my child. I loved, even then I loved pets. We had 2 Pomeranian puppies with us, dogs with us, and they were very attached to me. And they wouldn't let anybody wake me up when I'm sleeping in the morning. And they would sit, one of the baby, it was called baby, that, she was like, when I leave my dress at home and go with the school uniform, she would sleep with near my dress until I come back from the school. So this was all under 10 years, and I loved plants. My father would teach me how to water the plants as a very small child. So, and we had a lot of books at home. My father was very good at doing it, do it yourself things, and I was introduced to music at the age of 6. I was playing veena. So a professor from Vijayanagaram Music College would come and teach me every day for a couple of hours in the evening. And the veena was so big and I was so small that, I had to use pillows to see that my hand reaches the veena to play it. And my music teacher also had, when we were again transferred from Hyderabad, my music teacher writes to my mother saying that I should never be, like my veena learning should never be discontinued because I'm very good at ragas, identifying ragas, and my swarajnanam, that is what they call it as. That swarajnanam is knowledge of that swara, the tuning is very perfect. So I learned 2 Pancharatnas below the age of 10. which my professor told me that they don't usually teach like that, because she felt that I'm gifted and I'm very perfect in ragas. She had taught me. But what happened, unfortunately, is that I had to discontinue my music when we relocated to the transfer to Hyderabad, because my father's health was very bad. He was diagnosed with carcinoma of colon. So, and another thing was, like, I was used to a teacher coming to my house and teaching. So we didn't have any music classes around wherein teachers could come and teach me at home. So that is how, the learning, my music was discontinued. But I still enjoy that music. And my father would, as a kid, I remember, my father was very much into music. And we had, a Akai School tape recorder, which I should say, is used in AIR for recording even now these days. It's a school type recorder, and my father would go to Ramakrishna Mission and some live concerts, wherein I would join him for them. Ramakrishna bhajans were recorded live, and any S.P. Balasubramanian's live recording, he will go and record it live. And so every day, the day starts with playing music and Bhagavad Gita at home. And even when he came back from home, again, he would ask me to play this. We also had this LP player we used to call long play records. So we had that, and the house was full of speakers with a very good stereo system, advanced stereo system. Both the music instruments were imported. One was imported from London those days, and the other was imported from Italy. So that was my childhood. So nothing else. I don't remember anything else. So I would just obey my parents. I never had any issues obeying them in what. And they were also not, because I was good at my studies or anything. Yeah, and I never had, I don't remember anything particularly that way.
Yes, dear. You shared a lot, ma'am. Thank you so much. You shared that with regard to your Veena lessons, with regard to your teacher writing a letter that she's missing you in class, and you still have that beautiful letter with you. You shared a lot, dear. That's really nice. And every 3 years, you've been like, transferred into a new school because
Yeah.
dad had to be from, he had to move with regard to his job. Yes, that's really nice to know all of that, ma'am. What is the one thing that you love about yourself, dear? I mean, you're a gifted child. You're very good at academics. You're very good at learning music. You're a very sharp and brilliant child. So, like, personally, what do you love about yourself? As on date, if I ask you, what do you love about Sujata?
I love Sujata about standing up to the challenges in life. That is one thing, yes. I'm really proud of myself that I always stood up to any challenge in my life. See, it was a challenge when I lost my father at the age of 17. It was the biggest challenge of my life, wherein the entire course of direction of my life has changed totally. Yes, that I love about myself. That come what may, I face the scenario head on and I fight it out till I succeed.
Yes, I really like that. And I resonate with you, and many of our sisters and brothers out there will resonate with you. That's really beautiful. Yes.
Yes, I know. Yeah, there are wonderful persons out there who are like us. I do agree. We all sail in the same boat, and we are birds of the same feather.
Yes, dear. That's really nice. Dear ma'am, I'd like to ask you, like, do you have time to watch movies? And if yes, what kind of movies interest you? Is it family drama, or is it romantic film, or detective films, or some documentary things like that?
Yeah, I like, basically I'm not a lover of films as much as my husband is. My husband loves movies a lot. So, yeah, I do watch all kinds of genre movies. It isn't that I only enjoy a particular kind of movie. The movie should be well made. For me, the screenplay, the direction, and the story being narrated should be done good. I like, see, what should I say? See, I like Ram Gopal Verma's movies. I like them. Sarkar is my favorite series. Then the OTT platform, I liked Mirzapur. There are several things, Prakash Jha's Railways was the latest one, which reflected Bhopal gas tragedy. And then, what should I say? Prakash Jha's movie series was also there. It was about Babas, He really dealt with the subject very well, where Bobby Deol is the Baba in that subject. I usually forget, I keep forgetting the names of what it is. And I enjoy any movie wherein the story is told in a perfect way. Ashram, yeah, that is Ashram by Prakash Jha, Mirzapur, and there are even, I liked this Manoj Bajpayee's movies, I usually watch them. Family Man, that is Family Man. My husband is helping me with the titles. So Family Man, and then what else? I would watch all kinds of programs on Discovery, crash investigations, and I Wouldn't Be Alive, things like that. And there should be some meaning to movie when they want to communicate some. I can't stand a bad screenplay movie. 2 or 3 frames if the screenplay is bad, I'll just get up and go away. I can't continue watching them. So these days I'm really inspired by the reality-based stories. There was one by what do you call, Delhi-based crime files. Those were also very well taken. So, it gives a reflection of what happens exactly behind the scenes when they are investigating the cases like that. And also this Bhopal gas tragedy was very good. It was really good, touching. Every minute of it has been touching. Actually, how railways really worked behind the scenes, and they were never given the credit. And unless you saw that, you would never know how much effort they have put in. A station master, especially in the Bhopal, had taken so much of pain to see that things. I think the series name is Railwayman. So these things catch my attention. Any clipping, any ad which is well done, I enjoy. Any visual media, any audio, anything, anything, that is really has a standard to it, I enjoy it thoroughly.
Yes, dear. That's really nice, ma'am. Thank you for sharing. And you've also taken me on the beautiful journey with regarding to crime files and other documentaries, the Bhopal gas tragedy, all of that. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, we'll talk about holidays. What is really your view with regard to holidays? What love to spend time near the mountainous area, a forest or a beach? Like, where do you feel the peace of mind when you're on a holiday?
Yeah, let me tell you, I think it has been past my resignation, I have been facing so many challenges in my life. So I was trying to resolve them. And I don't think I have been perfectly on a holiday like that. I should say, I had the privilege of visiting entire South India as a child when I was less than 11 years old. Because my father had this LFC or leave travel concession, what you call it. And my father was a vivid traveler. He enjoyed. So every 2 years, we had been to so many places in South India. Right from my birth, my mother says, I have a picture of myself in Mumbai with such a small, just sitting as a month's baby there. And I remember especially my trip to Calcutta, Rameshwaram, and other places. And so I had been on visiting places every 2 years. And that I continued after joining my bank, that I opted for a 4-year block wherein I would go, because that would give me a coverage for long distance. Because I have covered South India, I wanted to see North India. So then I have visited Nainital. I have visited, what should I say, Kedarnath, Badrinath. And then Vaishno Devi, Rishikesh, Haridwar, and all those things. I like the rivers very much. And also the mountainous terrains. When I was traveling to Badrinath, Kedarnath, and Amarnath, they're all very, I was around 30 when I visited all these places, when people said, that it's a kind of a pilgrimage that is done when people are elderly. But I said, no, I just want to see and enjoy the nature and the creation of God. That gives me a lot of this thing. And I had the opportunity of going to Chicago, Detroit, and then stay in Cayman Islands for a year or so working there. So I enjoyed the nature of the Cayman Islands and the beach. I lived on a riverfront wherein every day I would enjoy the sunrise and the sunset. So I always enjoy the nature around me, and there have been birds nesting with me always in the open plants which I wear up. So there have always been pets with me. So it's every day is a holiday for me. I don't have special holidays like that. Oh, when I was working, but even then I never wanted a holiday like that because I was busy taking, many wearing. I had to do a lot of jobs. Having lost my father, I had to take care of my mother, my child, and then go for the construction of my house, and then so things like that. In the being in a joint family, I had to cater to the. I lived in the joint family, so I know whenever there were visits from all the other family members, so that was all that was enjoyment for me. So I never thought of a special holiday. Mm.
Yes, dear. That's really beautiful, ma'am. Thank you for sharing. Dear ma'am, I'd like to ask you, are you also interested or have you been interested in sports and games?
Yes, I would. I used to play all the games that were organized in the schools. I remember having won some prizes as a child under 10 years in shuttle and things like that. And I was an ardent fan of cricket. Fan of cricket in the sense we would listen to the commentary from the transistor we had. All the matches, they were different matches. They were 5-day matches. Then it's not like the commercial matches that were run these days. So we would listen to even the Australian timings. We would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and listen to all the commentary and enjoy that game a lot. But of late, I have not been watching cricket much. My the last cricket match I enjoyed was in 2011 or 12 when we won, when Dhoni was captain, we won the World Cup and Kapil Dev's World Cup. I remember very well. And I also watch Wimbledon. Then I also watch football, Football Cups. FIFA.
Excellent, excellent, ma'am. That's really nice, dear. Dear ma'am, now we'll talk about change in the world. Like the world needs to change, and yes, change is constant. But which area you would like to see a change in with regard to this beautiful question? If I ask you, where would you want to see the change in the world?
Yeah, I would like to see a change in each individual who is now alive on this earth. In a way that, see, every human being, I should say that every human being should consider his life as an important journey on this planet Earth and try to contribute to the best of their existence, which is lacking in many which ways around. So I don't see that it is the responsibility of the governments or the administration of the cities or something, but each of us can contribute in our own way to everything around us. See, but yeah, there are infrastructures needs a lot of development now. Okay, overall the infrastructure has developed a lot as the because post independent era. I don't advocate any political party, but I like I admire some political leaders who have really done much for the country, but they're condemned for nothing with half knowledge. So, and also, the moral values have changed over the period of time for the human beings, where in this generation of children, they're not really focusing on the parents. On the parents, they always feel they're having lack of time. But I really wonder because I got married at the age of 23. I got my son at the age of 25. Despite all the challenges I was facing with a narcissist partner, I always took time for my mother. Every day I would visit her. Everything I would take care of, everything she wanted. Uh, no, she couldn't imagine, when I was leaving for States, she really felt bad that she had to stay alone for that few years. But at the same time, I wasn't really acknowledged for the contribution I have made for my parents. Because it is my friends and the people around me who said that I have contributed so much to the family, and wherein I was not dwelt with in a particular way, which should have been. So what I never expected brickbats. I don't expect bouquets, but at the same time, I don't expect brickbats too. but I had to take some regrets, but I have no regrets, because I'm a person at the end of the day. When you sleep, you should answer your consciousness. That is what I expect from every human being around me. Maybe it is a high expectation. That is what my son says. You can't expect everybody to be like you. That is what he says. No, it's not like I'm not asking everybody to be like me. But what I say to every human being is, at the end of the day, when you go to bed, put your hand on your heart and say to yourself that you have been righteous in the day without hurting anybody unfairly. You have not dealt anybody unjustly, and you haven't. You shouldn't be a person like I told you. When we visit banking, I see people sitting at the counters being irresponsible in all kinds of departments, not only in the banking industry. Just don't want to pinpoint banking industry. See, I tell you simple things. Like, whenever you call these BPOs for customer service for your Airtel services, or for the OTT platforms, or for your this thing, nobody cares to answer you properly, and nobody cares to understand what the complaint is really. There are times, even now I'm still dealing with an issue. So what really puzzles me is, why is the human being who is receiving the complaint uh, is not able to communicate to the others to see that it is resolved in a proper way. It is a simple thing. That is what they are sitting there for, right? So things like that. So that is, every human should be conscious of what he is contributing, what he is. See, after explaining everything, they will just write something else. So what I have been doing of late is, I will ask them to write what they are typing there. I said, after once she said she had typed something. Then I said, no, you can't write like that. Again, somebody, 6 calls will come for me. Again, and the other thing is, each human being will, every time you get call is from a different person. They don't have the feedback. So when they're doing the job, when you are calling another person, you have to, the employee has to do this paid work. So that is a big contribution. It isn't that your contribution to the world need not be if you're a state leader or something, like a prime minister or a chief minister or a president. It doesn't mean that way. When you are manning something at the table, you do your work properly. That itself contributes to the growth of the society in a very big way. So I feel that every human being should be responsible for what they are doing at that minute. That is how change comes, when everybody is responsible for what they are doing, and so nothing can go wrong. And also, you should the moral values have gone down, because I don't know, because of the education system now, or we had a subject called moral science when I was a student of St. Joseph's, but I don't know whether it is still there or not. So things like that, there should be some counseling to the kids. It's not just academics, it's like a race for the students to top, and the parents' psychology also should change in that way. That engineering and medicine are not the only things in the world, and it's not the end of life. There are so many beautiful professions now that it has, especially I feel the human beings and the young generation now is at the best of the evolution, human evolution. They are living in the best conditions of the human evolution. They have everything at the touch of the hand. They can everything, anything on the touch. And you have a mobile. The world is in your hands. So when you are in such a best scenario, what is preventing you from giving your best to the world? That is what really puzzles me.
Excellent, ma'am. The way you shared this really makes sense. You said something very true. And yeah. And because most of the youngsters, they have this, that I am through depression, I am through anxiety, and I'm suffering
I
like
don't understand that. What makes them low? I don't understand. That is because they are living in a and they're in a real comfort zone. They're not exposed to the challenges of life. Many of them have not been exposed to challenges of life, because I would also like to say one more thing. I feel our generation of parents, are sandwiches. See, they are giving the best to their kids. They gave best to their parents. But kids, when they have the best what they want when they want, and so without a question of why and why they want it, they don't value it anymore. So people, this generation is not valuing their boons in any way. I understand there may be some people are facing real challenges. They're there. I don't deny that. But the way the way you should come out of the challenges should be really there in you, within you. That they lack very badly. Even a simple thing will disturb them a lot. They will say they are busy to the core. I just don't understand what is when you have a mobile in your hand, just typing a few lines to complete a communication hardly takes 2 minutes. I always say it is the human brain what prioritizes itself. They will be able to do on a particular day when you have where a lot of tasks we do complete them, right? Maybe we'll not be able to do all the tasks every day like that. But a brain can your brain has the potential to do all the things which you prioritize in your brain. So the priorities, are lacking. They do not know what to prioritize and how to prioritize and when to prioritize what is very important, which is really lacking in, I see, around the humans around me.
Excellent, ma'am. Excellent. That's really nice.
So,
Ma'am, you answered so well with regard to this question. Hats off to you. Ma'am, like I've been coming
that's
across.
my opinion. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yes, dear. Thank you very much, ma'am. Ma'am, I've been speaking as a counselor myself. I've been meeting a few youngsters who are in their early 20s and a few of them in their late 20s and a few of them who have just entered into their 30s.
Yes.
So they have a grudge, they have a hatred towards their own parents.
Yes.
That is, I did not have a good childhood. And now I blame my parents for this. And I've come across this, time and again. Whenever I counsel anyone or whenever anybody comes for counseling, this is the constant thing that they want to take. They are not happy because they were not happy when they were kids. Now, we all did not have good childhood. We all had some type of ups and downs, but we've overcome all the challenges. So why the youth of today are cribbing over it and holding onto it and saying like, I am depressed because of my parents, and they are unable to forgive their parents. So if you could talk on this beautiful topic to empower the children, to empower parents also, I would really appreciate that.
I would really like to browse this. I'm happy that you brought this topic because my own son feels his childhood has been bad. So he complains, whenever there is an argument, he feels his childhood is bad. I don't know what exactly is. I still have to sort that issue with him because he had been out of India for quite some time, 8 years. And then there was also some gap between me and him, lot of gap, and which I would like to bridge, But the funniest part is they don't have time to even bridge that gap, and they say the childhood has been bad. I don't know what exactly they mean by childhood is bad because my son's friends who talk to me now, just like 1 month back, his friend spoke to me at length, and he said we used to envy. My son's name is Suraj, Suraj, because he had everything what we wanted as a child. And we always we used to feel Sunny was a lucky child, having everything what he wanted as a child, what we wanted as a child with him. But I really don't know what it is. I think, as a working woman, sometimes it also depends upon the child's psychology, how he opens up with the parents. See, I'm an extrovert, whereas my son is an introvert. Despite asking them several times what is really happening in their lives, they really don't want to open up. When they will open up only when they want to open up. Okay, when the problem is going on, when we ask for something, they say that no, I will deal with it. Okay, you deal with it. Yeah, good. I am proud of my son that he had grown up independently on his own because of some bad scenarios in our marriage. He had to deal with it. I appreciate that, and I always tell him that I'm really proud of him. I acknowledge that you have been a great child. Yeah. So I would tell him, see, you need to open up, communicate yourself properly as to what is happening in your lives. I feel the main problem with the generation today is they don't communicate anything properly. They can't communicate. I don't know why. What makes them not to communicate is a different issue. I don't know. With an extrovert like that, I think things when they open up, issues can be sorted out. I don't think there is any issue with that cannot be sorted out when they sit and discuss and communicate properly. When I feel you should ask the youth who comes to you for counseling, first of all, just ask them, do their parents know what they are going through? Have they communicated to them what really is bothering them? If they haven't done, they cannot complain that their childhood is bad. No, that is, they want to play in a comfort zone. They don't want to face the realities of life. So that is very bad, because see, when you are hurt by something, or when there is something, when you feel you are deprived, you should be mature enough to understand the scenario of the family which you are in. That is very important. You should not compare yourself with anybody else around you, which is very bad. And people are doing that, because if they see their friends settled at a higher place, and they are still struggling to, because each human life is a different journey. So don't compare your journey with anybody else, and compare your success to anybody else. Once you start a comparison, there is never an end to it. Even what should I say? Ambani's child also may feel he's not the son of an Elon Musk, where he can, or something like that. There will be always some lack in a comparison. You don't compare yourself with anybody. I would like you to tell each child who comes to you, first just ask them, have they, just as they come to you, have they opened up to their mother and father? Have they make them sit and peacefully tell them what they're going through, instead of just rubbing them on the wrong side, yelling at them and saying that we have been deprived of the childhood, we have this, we had that, or no, I'm going through a very tough time. Before you do all that, you have to be disciplined. That is another aspect I found for children, because they're not exactly highly disciplined the way they should be, where they have to focus their lives first. They will focus on what interests them first, which is wrong. They have to focus on what is important in life first. So you focus on something which is interesting to you at that point of time, and then you cannot complain that you have so much to do, because you have neglected an aspect of your life which is very important at that point of time. So, like, I can give many umpteen number of examples. Or the people, they say the. I just don't want to pinpoint any child like that, but I have seen scenarios where they're working, and on a weekend they want to just chill out. Okay, it's good to chill out. Okay, you play cricket, do whatever you want. That's okay. But at the same time, there will be some issues which you have to focus and don't postpone them to the last minute. Nick of the minute. Not because you're not having the time. Yes, there were occasions where I had to focus on the last minute, like in the sense, if I have to travel, my last minute, it was always in the last minute that I pack my things. That has because I was taking care of so many issues. It isn't, you are not doing that. I don't think any of the children of this generation are wearing so many hats and doing so many codes, or taking so much of responsibility in any which way. I'm telling you, when at the job place where you are there, you are not able to take, what should I say, take responsibility fully and answer the person in front of you fully. You are being irresponsible in every which way. Be responsible for yourself first. So, and don't say that your childhood is bad. What kind of, have you been abused by your parents? Okay, that is, I agree. Having been abused, and if your mother thrashes a child, I don't think there is any Indian child from our generation who have not been thrashed despite being the best children. They certify us as best children. We have been thrashed at times. Just because you are thrashed physically at times, it doesn't mean that you have been abused. Real abuse is something different. Child abuse is altogether a different topic in a different plane. You have not gone through all those things. So even if you have gone through, it would have been your this thing to communicate it to your parents of what is happening in your life. You shut down the parents you are living with totally. You close the doors against their face and say, my childhood is bad, I'm depressed. That isn't the way life goes. That is what I feel. And every mother would like to give, every parent would like to give their children the best. There are cases, there are mess ups because there are irresponsible fathers. I know irresponsible fathers. I know irresponsible sometimes mothers too. But that doesn't mean they don't wish good for their majority of them are not that. It is only a particular, what should I say, a percentage of them, or maybe 10%, 20%, 30%, but not 100, not 100% parents are like that. So you give the opportunity to your mother and father to communicate what is really wrong as a child for you. Then complain to, then say that you are depressed. And just because maybe there are people in Andhra, that is in the United Andhra, you now Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, there was that crazy thing, forcing their kids to be only engineers and doctors. So without their what should I say, taking into consideration their aptitude for education or what they are interested in. That was going on. I have really, my cousins' children, when they were placed in the education institutions, have become highly commercialized. Especially there, I don't want to name the chains. Everybody knows, here in Andhra, they have started a single schools in a big towns, and now there are chains in all the major cities, and even outside the Andhra and this thing there in Rajasthan, everywhere. So what are these people trying to do is they don't give the best of the conditions to the students. They're made to sit. Their only thing is rut. Whether the child is interested, they separate the elite cream into another class, and they coach them for this IITs. That was another craze in Hyderabad and in both the Telangana and AP. All the parents, Then I yelled at my cousin one day. She had a girl who refused to stay in one of the Chaitanya and Narayana schools. She wanted to go back. She doesn't want to stay in the hostel. I yelled at them and said, "Have you ever bothered to see the condition of the toilets that they are using there?" That is another issue I would like to, you ask me, how somebody, what needs improvement in India. Yes, public toilets everywhere, in trains, everywhere, in hospitals, everywhere. Okay, hospitals, corporate hospitals, okay, it's okay. But when you are on a journey, you pay road tax, road toll, high amounts of road toll. Toilets, no toilets are provided, no water is provided on the highways. That is one thing that needs to be taken care of. There are so many issues like that where only you have to, we have to either open up. I feel there should be forum now wherein we can voice all these issues. Like the roads we pay, see, wealth tax we pay, we pay municipal tax, we pay the road tax, we pay road tax in the sense vehicle tax, huge amounts of taxes. I can just wherever I went in the city, in the satellite areas, not in the main areas or even in the main areas, all the roads are shabby, all potholes, nobody to take care of. Okay, that is another aspect. Coming back to the children, sorry that I deviated. So coming back to the children, so they can't complain just like that without knowing what is life, first of all. See, they don't want to read books. They just want to, and the Instagram is one thing I have seen. And I have seen, what is this? Facebook. I don't have an Instagram account, or I don't have a Facebook account. You don't need to have, if you really want to communicate something to, then you have emails of those people where you can directly communicate. They waste so much of time on these reels and these things. When you forward some important content to any this generation, they hardly have any time to watch this. I can watch, if I send my this talk with you to somebody, my own this thing, my own family members, they will not have time to watch. But my generation cousins have the time to watch and respond to what I have spoken. So this is what, see, they're exposed to so much, so much unwanted things, I feel. Maybe they want to compare it to the life of some of the, what should I say, the heroes and the heroines are the, what are these people called? Celebrities, yeah. You can't compare yourself with celebrities and say you haven't you haven't had a good childhood or something like that. You should know whether your parent was there with you when you wanted to communicate to them. If you haven't communicated, that is your problem. It is not the problem of the parent. When you did not communicate to them what you wanted and then say that I have been a deprived child, it's not a, and you don't ever compare yourself with anybody else. And I will also tell, when these people become parents, then they will know what it is like bringing up a child. And I'm sure these people are going to be, I don't know, God knows what kind of parents they would be. Or they would pamper their kids very badly, or I don't know what is it that they would do to their kids. But that is what I say. So, see, when I was brought up, when my mother could tell my son, because my son was fond of cars, he was crazy about cars even as a month's baby. So, he had a innumerable number of cars, many, I may not say innumerable, he had many. So, again, when he would ask, I would buy them. So, my mother would just laugh it off, saying that, see, your mother meets all your demands, but your mother never put up a single demand to us. She said very clearly, she hasn't asked for a safety pin till date when I was around 45 years or old. So it all depends upon the psychology of the child. I agreed the family background plays a major role. More important than that, the soul, who is the child, the soul's journey also matters. Every human being is a soul who had been, who is on an infinite journey on this earth. So we don't know what the child's journey had been in the previous birth. So there are so many parameters that really influence the child psychology. At least you are given the what should I say? The greatest creation. You are the greatest creation of the superpower or the supernatural power which is governing this entire cosmos and the universe. You are the best creation. Use it in the right way. At least now you are given an opportunity to change your next life. So when you don't do that, life is always, they usually call it a shit, no? Yeah, it is shit. You can't change it. So that is what I feel as a, when I see some children, I really counsel them. There are my mates, kids and all, when they come, I would always counsel them. I say, okay, education is not the only thing, but it is the most important thing, because when you go out in the world, now I told them, my mates, kids, they are not going to the school. So now they want to earn, just 16 or so. Now it is very glamorous, going as a, what should I say, so supermarket billing and all. It would be very good, because end of the day, they may be earning 7,000 or 8,000, which is a huge amount for them. But after I have usually talk to anybody whom I travel with in cabs during the. So when I talk to the cab drivers, there are many who felt bad that they have discontinued their education. Where if they had cleared if you had they were good at their education. Every job has its own set of hardships and also conveniences. So they have to be prepared for that. So when they complain that they don't have a childhood, proper childhood, you have not been a good child first. That is what I would like to say to them.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear. We appreciate your thoughts and views, ma'am, with regard to that question. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for being patient to listening to my opinions. Okay.
Thank you, dear. Thank you very much, ma'am. Dear ma'am, we even have like several of our sisters and brothers out there who have been facing a lot of ups and downs. And
yes,
like they did not know when was the right time to draw a boundary, or when it was to prioritize themselves, because we have to prioritize our own selves first, and then we can take care of others. So many of my sisters and brothers out there, all of us, like
including me,
all of us, we have come to that place where people have taken advantage of our good nature, advantage of our vulnerability, advantage of our kindness.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So, like, if you could share your thoughts and empower the women and men, irrespective of gender, I'm speaking today.
A human.
Empower everyone as to live a healthy life for yourself, instead of like being trapped in a cage or being a slave or bonded to somebody for no reason, rhyme or reason. to emancipate yourself or empower yourself? If you could give us some beautiful thoughts.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking to. I'm the best example for what you have said, where I have never drawn any boundaries, and I should say I have overexposed myself. I have what should I say? I have extended myself beyond the boundaries in a relationship. So what I would like to say, see what happens in a relationship is, in any relationship, not only wife and husband or any in-laws with in-laws or with your spouse or with your kids or with your friends or with anybody, be it anybody. When you are of a nature, when you are having this nature of, when you are a giver more than a taker, we are bound to be exploited, sorry. What should I say? We are bound to be exploited. What I would like to say is, it is always okay. I agree that we feel what should I, betrayed. We may feel exploited financially most of the times. But then, what I would say is, I have learned this lesson of one important lesson. I always did it, but at some point of times, I had an expectation. It is always that when I was a giver to the poor, to the extent that I don't have a single, by being a banker, I never had a single rupee deposit, even a monthly recurring deposit. Even now, as on today, my bank balance is hardly a couple of hundreds. Okay. So what I would like to say is, sometimes, okay, we help the needy. That I never go back. Even now, despite being exploited and, where I'm in a crossroads, where I had not a penny, and I have just told the universe that, okay, I'm ready to take your decision, whatever it may be. It was a life and death scenario. I'm not just talking of any other scenario. It was a life and death scenario where my husband had a massive heart attack. We out of job for so many years. I resigned 16 years back. And there's nothing, not a penny saving, because we had to take care of the family in-laws and all. So many things. So but I was a person who took responsibility for what I did and haven't blamed anybody for it. But yes, there were scenarios when I would really cry and feel bad that when at the need of the hour, when people don't respond to you in scenarios like this, life and death, you will be really hurt. So what I would like to say is, in a relationship, it is very difficult to draw a boundary, because if you really want to break the relationship, which I'm seeing these people these days, in marriages, I'm seeing earlier I felt okay, women were not empowered in a way, but now the laws are very stringent and very empowering for the woman. But I'm also coming across women who are really exploiting and misusing their empowerment. That is another aspect to it. And this generation of people, they're not like our generation, wherein we have given a long rope for everything. Say they're not giving a long rope to everything. But when you are in the scenario, what I would like to say is, sit down and give it a thought. That is what I feel. Whether you are ready to, one thing I would like to say in a relationship, you can change no one. First, have that in mind. You can change no one. I had a feeling, when I was going through all these things, very turbulent, not a roller coaster. I have gone to one, this thing, it was the worst roller coaster, they said. So I had real life also, I was going through the worst roller coaster scenarios in life. But I always had an expectation that the other person would change. No. That is the biggest lesson I have learned in life. Nobody changes. No one. It is you. Whether you are ready to accept the human being as the person is, whether it is a woman or a man, or you want to quit the relationship. But don't have an expectation that they will change and continue the relationship. That is one thing I would like to advise to the people who are in a relationship having the worst of the scenarios. Yes, it was bad. It was worse. It was the worst. I have seen the worst scenarios with my own sibling, with my own mother, with my own mom, spouse, with my own son. Yes, but never be under the impression that they will change for anything. Don't do that. That is the biggest mistake I have committed in my life. I tell you, accept them. If you have the courage to accept the persons around you as they are, continue the relationship. Otherwise, please quit. That's it. Because you will never have peace of mind otherwise. You will not have peace of mind. And again, you should also be in the frame of mind where you would never regret in your at any point of your life saying that maybe I should have given a second chance to that relationship. Maybe it would have worked. Never have that regrets in your life once you quit. That is what I would like to say. I hope it's
Yeah, excellent, excellent, very true. And you've given a beautiful suggestion, like, accept them the way they are, because no one's going to change for you. That is very rare. Yeah, I mean, maybe one in a million, maybe they will change, or maybe no.
We don't even know that. I don't even know a person who has changed for somebody.
Yes, dear. Yes. So have no expectations. And of course, if you want to accept them, accept them. If not, you can just quit. I really love this, ma'am. The way you put that in a very crisp way and a very clear way with lots of clarity. Ma'am, I have also come across this phase where I have seen people who have come for counseling have also shared many things with regard to their siblings. In one case, a sister has taken the elder sister. There are three siblings. The elder sister has taken over the entire ancestral property and given nothing to her younger siblings. And in another case, there are different cases with regard to the siblings misbehaving or taking advantage of each other. So in this, so how should siblings, try to solve things between them? And there should be equality. What I feel, there should be equality, because in certain cases there is no equality at all. There's a lot of jealousy and a lot of selfishness.
Yes.
And when we see siblings who are very nice, sharing the things among them, that's a beautiful feeling. It really makes us feel good. And on the other side of the coin, if you see, there are siblings who are selfish. So what message, I want you to give a beautiful message for the siblings who have still not yet come to that level where they could, fall into that greed or selfish zone.
Yeah. See, let me tell you one thing. The sibling who is selfish is a different kind of a soul on its journey. The persons who are deprived, are a different kind of souls on their journey. So what I would like to say is, there is a beautiful theory called Ho'oponopono theory. That is what has been giving me a lot of solace in my present day relationships. By nature, I was never a seeker for anything. I'm happy with what I have on my own. I never wanted my ancestral properties. I never craved for anything like that. In a way that I should have this share. I would always look at it. I always looked at it in a way that I should be able to earn for myself whatever it is, because my philosophy of thought was, I don't want to be indebted to anybody in this world. That is in a way that I shouldn't enjoy any single rupee of any other human being around me, which I'm not entitled to. Okay, because there are laws which will help you to get see, there are two ways to it. One way is just go to the court, fight for your share. If you really have the rightful share in it. If you are really having the rightful share in it, where many a times what is happening is, legally, some parents are not able to justify the distribution of wealth among their children. The whole issue starts there. Okay, so don't blame your parents for that. So philosophically, when you take it, spiritually, when you want to grow in this world, don't feel bad. So everything, they say, I have been listening to theories because I have suffered all these things in my life. So when I have started searching for answers, the answers I got are, this is there in every philosophy around the world, not just the Indian philosophy or the Hindu philosophy or the Christian philosophy or anything. What they say is, it is always what you sow is what you reap. That is what they have been telling me. Okay. And what they say to me is, all these philosophies, because I have been following so many philosophies, it's just out of curious interest. Why is it that, why so much of injustice being done? Why is this so much of unfairness in the same family? Why is this that, why is it that, as you said, there is no equality? No, don't expect equality in life. I have been told by n number of highly elevated souls, they just show the fingers of your palm and they ask me, which two fingers of your palm are the same? Are they equal? So that is what they have asked me always. And they very clearly told me, no, there's nothing called equality in life. So what they have told me is, everything, it's like I would like to say, like add this to everything. This will summarize a caption which I have read, which was forwarded to me in one of the spiritual groups, in one of the meditation groups, is, karma says, when someone hurts you again and again, God is God is using them to hurt you, because just give me a second. Karma says, so when someone hurts you again and again, God is using them to punish you, because, not exactly punish you, teach you a lesson, because unless, when you are right, unless you are strong enough, yeah, that is the word, unless you are strong enough to get rid of them. See, now I can explain it to you very clearly. When someone hurts you again and again, it means God is using them to teach you until you are strong enough to move ahead. What should I say? Leaving them behind. That is what it says. So it is very true. It is very true. Even in a relationship, it applies more. You are hurt again and again and again and again and again in your relationship. It means you are being used by the God to learn a lesson of what, that you are strong enough. You should be strong enough. In a relationship, you should be strong enough to move on when you have to come out of it. So until you are strong enough, these things keep on hurting you again and again. Even in this property relations and say siblings, it is the same thing. You will be hurt again and again and again when you expect that equality from them. No, there is no equality in nature. There is no equality in nature. Equality in the nature is in the way that, what should I say? Don't expect to be an equal to someone, rather than saying that there is no equality in nature. There is equality in nature to the extent that you are provided with all the same 5 elements. Everybody is having the same natural elements around you. What are they? Earth, fire, water, air, and sky. Okay, these are the major 5 elements which play a major role in any human being, and every human being is made of that. Those resources are available by nature equally, but you cannot be an equal to somebody else. You understand, right? What is equality and trying to be an equal to someone? So you cannot be an equal to be a sibling. You can never be an equal to a sibling or to any other human being around you. So take it if you are, yeah, there were days when I was going through the worst of the time, where my cousins were advocating my case, despite requesting them not to take up my case with anybody in my family. They would take it up because they had seen me as a giver. As a 17-year-old, I had shouldered the responsibility of the family, taken care of the family, going, because my father had no pension. Those days, banking was not pension. But it doesn't mean that everything has been equal in every which way. But I thought there was equality. My mother was right. in what she had done. So because you have to also see the contribution they had made. If they have not made any contribution, okay, forget it. They maybe what the philosophies now when I go to meditation classes or when I sit in the Zoom sessions for the meditations, that is what they are saying. Any damn thing you are feeling now is a reflection of what you have been earlier. It is as simple as that. There cannot be any theory that explains it beyond this thing. That is what they are saying. No, so you say how you would get you want them to change. When you want somebody to change or at least understand you, not change not change in the real sense, but if you want to understand you, this is the theory they have put forward for me. It is a Ho'oponopono theory which helped me save my husband when his ECG went straight. So it revived in 20 minutes. Doctors told me that only 1 in 20 it revives. It was in the middle of midnight at 12:30 in the Friday midnight. I went along with him alone. I had no money on my hand, but the universe rained money to me. It's not because I asked for a share in my property or whether I wanted to grab something. It was because I was a giver all my life, and I had prayed sitting there only one thing: I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. With anybody, with anyone, any human being you are having, in any scenario, any situation, even an inanimate thing has a frequency, vibration, and energy. That is what I have learned from the cosmic travel, the cosmic journey as a spirit and as a soul. Everything that has been created in this infinite universe. Universe is not just our sun, earth, and moon. There are infinite universes in that cosmos. There, that is what they are saying. So what you are reaping is nothing but what you have hurt somebody or which you have. That is what they told. You would have, you lose 1 rupee. That means you would have stolen that 1 rupee from somebody else, or you deprived somebody of that fair share of 1 rupee somewhere. So that is what they say. And there is also another theory which says, this is universally accepted theory. I have forgot the name of that exact word. It starts with P, which says that any human being who earns 1/10 of their earning is not theirs. That is the universal law. There are some universal law where human beings are supposed to follow. So that is a universal law by the cosmic energy. The universal law says 10% of what you have earned in your life is not yours. And I have been asked by one person, despite giving so much, I have given, because I'm telling you, I have given so much to the sense that all my voluntary retirement benefits, I have not enjoyed 1 single rupee of my voluntary retirement benefits. I have just given them for a temple, just like that, because I was going through a lot of problems and I wanted the God that was being consecrated, Ganapati, to find solutions for the persons who come to him with some problems. Okay, that was one part. So I have been really told that I lost the track. Sure. So one even told that they said, you calculate. They said, see, there are so many cases happening, which even my cousins, they invested in real estate plots. 2 or 3 siblings, cousins and siblings have invested in the same area. It so happened, sister's plot is safe, brother's plot is gone. So many things are happening like that. And they stand as a surety to some person and the person will not pay. That burden comes on their head and they have to take care of it. And I have been told that when you don't give your 10% of share in your earnings, the losses you incur in your life, if you calculate your earning, if you have the patience to calculate your earnings and loss, they will match exactly. So I have been following all these philosophies. So what I want to tell you is, good, okay, but wish them good. Whoever is the sibling you feel have not done justice to you, if you have a clear legal right to it, fight for it. I'm not asking you to deprive a legal right you have there. Don't deprive yourself of the legal right when the things are very clear. But when the things are ambiguous and pro somebody, don't complain that you are not an equal to that person. No, please don't compare yourself like that. You have your own share of your wealth in this entire universe. You try to yeah, you try to communicate to the universe. You will get your share of wealth. Be positive. That is one thing I have learned in the life is never say yourself to yourself that you never use the word no to yourself. Okay. I think in this context, I can give you a few lines which I have learned from uh, what should I say, one philosopher called Ramta, who had walked this earth 35,000 years back when earth was only divided into two parts like Atlantis and Lemurians. He was one of the Lemurian which was the darker side, but then he came to the lighter side. So there is in Washington, I think there is his school is there. Ramta School of Wisdom is a school which is established in US, and there is someone called J.J. Knight, who channels his wisdom. So so what I would like to say is, instead of feeling bad and being depressed and feeling a loser, or feeling that you are not been dealt, you have been dealt with cruelly uh, by life. Don't do that. You just say the Ho'oponopono theory. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And then there are few sentences which you should say the minute you get up on the bed. Say that every soul that has been created has its own share of wealth. The only thing is we are unable to tap the wealth because we always are in a scarcity mentality. We have that mentality of scarcity. Please come out of that mentality. Don't think that, okay, you lost the share. Don't say that you lost the share of, never say to yourself that you lost your share of wealth from somebody. No, you should say that I want to wealth the share. I want to tap the share of wealth from the universe, from the cosmic energy. It will give you. That is how I got money in lakhs when I never had a single rupee for my husband's bypass surgery, where he had 5 blocks. I had no money to, what should I say, pay for the angiogram for my husband. Yes, the best souls in the world have helped me. I have got lakhs of rupees. Can you imagine? How I got? I sat crying when my husband was in ICU. I never complained that maybe I should have got that property or this property. I never felt, even in 1 second of my life, I never felt. I only communicated to the universe. Just, okay, I will take the decision, whatever it is. Even if he is alive, are you going to keep him alive or not? It doesn't matter to me now. I'm in a position where I can accept your judgment, your decision, because that universe doesn't judge you wrongly. The nature never judges you at all. First of all, we should know that you are not judged by nature. So have faith in nature, have faith in cosmic energy, have faith in universe. Go to universe and say that you are thankful. Be gratitude is one thing you should express. You have got so much. Don't cry for what you are spilled milk. Don't cry over the spilled milk. You be thankful that you have the capacity to buy some other milk. Or if you don't have the capacity to buy the milk you have spilled, just okay, say sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. You will get a liter of milk from somewhere else. But if you keep on crying over the spilled milk, nothing is going to happen, because the universe does not understand the language of your words. It only understands the frequency your thought releases into the world. That is what runs the universe. If you release a positive vibration, every thought has a frequency. Every single thought releases energy into the cosmic world. So be careful in not to release a negative energy, saying that I have been deprived, I have been cheated. So they will go on recurring in your life unless you realize, So at one point of time, I did not understand what was the lesson I had to learn from the marriages. Then I realized, when did I realize that? So what I realized was this sentence which I have told. Karma says you will be hurt again and again. because God uses them to teach you a lesson. So when I have realized, yes, whether I accept them as they are or I quit. And then only, so when the minute I accepted the scenario, the solution came to my life. The minute you accept, I'm telling you, if you are pure soul traveling the journey, and where you have done only good, you only had good thoughts for people. Yes, we do curse people in the sense when your soul is very badly hurt, you may use a bad word. To that extent only, I used only bad words, like which are not very bad words, but they're common words which even every kid uses now. Those are the only words I use, but I apologize even for that. And then I said, I accept the scenario as it is. See, I said, I will accept life or death. In the same way, in my first marriage, I said, I will accept this, whatever is happening in my life. I'm accepting this and I'm going to live through this. That is what I said. The minute I said, I got rid of that first marriage. So it is that accept, because it is you who is writing your journey. That is what every philosophy says. You are responsible for what you are. Nobody else is responsible for the life you are leading. No one else in this world is responsible for what you are going through. No one else is capable of giving you the pain. You are giving the pain to yourself, and you are reaping the results of the pain you are going through, because it affects your body. Because see, it's a simple thing where I got connected. I always used to wonder, how does it affect my body? See, the nature has 75% of the entire nature is water, agreed? So all the five elements have their share. That constitutes the entire nature. 20% is earth, or 20% is air, then again some percentage is earth. That is how they are classified. And your body is exactly the same. And there are certain, what should I say, photographies which have photographed the crystals of water. When you scold the water and when you love the water. I have seen those photographs where they have been circulated in the groups very much. So what happens is, when we are in pain, our body is also again 70% water. The crystallization of the water in the cells will be bad, which will lead to the diseases we are going through. So don't hurt yourself saying that, don't go to that scarcity mentality. Okay, good. Someone is having the property which you think is your share, but the universe knows whom to give, whom not to give, how to give, because you do not know your soul's journey. To know that, to reach that frequency, you have to meditate and increase the frequency of your thought. Every human being can know their soul's journey, provided you have the interest to raise the frequency of your brain. You ask me, what are the books that have influenced me? It was the highly elevated spiritual souls books, are the ones which have influenced me, because when you go and stand before them, they will know you like an X-ray. They can scan your previous births and they know what your soul's journey is. So I wanted to elevate my soul to that journey. So then if you want to elevate your soul to that level, it is a very Herculean task. It is not an easy thing. Because even 2 weeks back, a couple of 10 days back, I cried one whole day for a simple thing, because I just wanted a communication for something I have done with an open heart. I haven't received it. That hurt me very badly, because I thought I was not expecting anything, just asking to know an opinion about for an act I have done. No, that was also an expectation. To overcome that, it took me a couple of days to what should I say, to instruct my brain not to feel for that, and again say Ho'oponopono theory, because when I release that pain frequency into the universe, that will affect the person who has caused that pain for me. So I said, no, I don't want that to happen. I'm only feeling bad because I want to overcome myself from that pain. Even this expectation, I don't want to have even that expectation. So it is a constant fight with your own self to be able to be happy in life. Property, okay, you may get the share of your property, but tomorrow you may lose it for some, you may have to sell it for some other thing in your life. Where does it, do you have that, do you enjoy that property? So just don't feel bad that there is being injustice is being done to you through someone. I only want to say, don't compare yourself as an equal to anybody, and don't ask for wealth from humans. Ask for wealth from the universe. So it says, the Ramtha School of Wisdom says, you can Google it. Ramtha School of Wisdom is a very popular institution abroad. And his books are, the channeled books are there in English. So it says, I am an abundant soul. So they say, when you get up in the morning, first thing you do when you get up in the morning, visualize, I have always been an abundant soul on your forehead. You also, if you are not, because I'm having some health issues. Because I treated my body very badly. I never cared for it. Always caring for others and always thinking of others. I have ruined. So now I am saying, I have always been radiantly healthy. I have always been fabulously wealthy. Shall I tell you, I really had, it is ages that I have gone out for shopping. The very first day when I said these lines to myself, I just went out of way that day. I went to a doctor to get my medicines. But another good soul of my family had come to me. We just went for an outing. She wanted to buy something. So we just went with her. And I have done shopping the day, 6,000 rupees worth of shopping, for which she paid. I didn't pay for it. So this is the one I'm wearing. So abundance will come to you when you say you are abundant. It will never come to you when you say to when you shouldn't have a scarcity mentality. That is what I have learned, because I have done so many workshops these days, which are free. I haven't paid for any of those workshops. Master classes, they are called master classes, done by so many people, so many renowned occult science people on Zoom. So that is what they said. Scarcity mentality, how they compared, there were two mango sellers. So one would take rotten fruits to the family, thinking that he should only sell the beautiful mangoes to the others. The other mango seller took first had taken best mangoes from the lot he wants to sell and took them to the family. So this family grew well because rich. Because what happened is, every day when the father took the beautiful mangoes for the kids to eat, there was that pleasure, and there was that happiness. That frequency is released into the universe. Whereas in the second mango seller, what did he do? He has taken the rotten mangoes, so naturally the kids felt bad eating rotten mangoes. So what is the energy that is released into the cosmic energy? You are releasing pain, dissatisfaction. So it keeps coming to you. The thing is, what I have been told is, cosmic universal energy doesn't have any language. It is only your feeling, the frequency which releases that is released into the universe will give you back. So don't compare yourself to be equal to anybody. You have your own share of wealth. Fight it out if you have the legal scenario is clean. Don't be unjust. Don't be unfair. If you have a fair chance, if you have your fair share, fight for it. I will not say don't fight for it. Fight for it. But if you really want the fight to be cool, it should be in a pleasant way, not in an unpleasant way. Say the Ho'oponopono theory to your times, n number of times. It's not that one time or what time of the day or night. Keep saying it to the person whom you want to communicate what you want from the universe. Just repeat it. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. It will work wonders. That is my own experience. And there are also 4 more sentences which have helped me what I'm going through now. One thing is, today I will meet someone extraordinary. See, today I have met someone extraordinary like you. Then today I will encounter something unusual. So this is unusual for me to give a Zoom interview. It is not an usual thing. Okay. So one thing is, today I will know someone extraordinary. Today I will encounter something unusual. Today I will experience wealth in a way of which I have never experienced, and all day long I am excited about today. Then the last sentence says, I shall never feel the illness today that I dread every day. These are the four sentences. When you get up, just say them to yourself. Any human being, I'm telling you, it works wonders. It has worked for me. They said in the Ramta school, there is one IT student. How did I learn these sentences is, I would like to thank her because this is something, some great wisdom that she has given to me to be able to reap abundance from the universe, not from somebody, some human around me, or feel deprived that I am not an equal. So her name is Ramya. She has been conducted. She was an IT. She must be around 30 or so. She was an IT employee. Because she was not satisfied with that, she got connected to the spiritual this thing, and she has conducted these classes for 21 days. I haven't seen them live, but I have seen the recordings, and these are helping me a lot because otherwise, see, I'm having my retina swelling, retinopathy. I'm having again neuro. They said my diabetes levels are very low. Doctor says your diabetes levels should not what should I say affect your retina. And I'm having peripheral neuropathy where my feet, even as I'm talking to you, I have that tingling and burning sensation in my feet. But I'm able to. Earlier, I was a couple of months back, I was hospitalized and I was on oxygen, but I'm going to tread my life now with zeal and enthusiasm. After I have what should I say? After I have this so many what should I say? When I have enrolled myself for this Zoom sessions, you know, they help me a lot. So I think I have been very elaborate and taken your time. I hope it helps people who are really depressed. And I want them to reap benefits from the universe, reap your benefits, your share of wealth from this thing. Be a giver always. It is always the language says give and take. So it is never take and give. So be giving. It will come back to you when you need them. But don't expect it from the same person. I did that mistake, when I was badly in need, when I was sitting in that hospital, I felt bad that the persons to whom we have helped in lakhs are not standing by us. Then, but no, that is not the, you will not get the help from the same person whom you have helped, but you will get from unexpected corners. My 79 batch 10th standard, I bless all their souls every day, whoever, my son and everybody who had just helped me sail that scenario, after just not thinking of anything. They contributed in lakhs. I don't even know, few of the souls, I don't even know who are they, who had contributed in lakhs for my husband's recovery. So that is my life's journey, my life's lessons. Universe has, you have so much of abundance around you. Tap it yourself from the universe.
Yes, dear ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really very interesting to get to know all about all of these things which we are unaware. Excuse me.
Thank you.
It's really very nice that you've been sharing all of that. Thank you very much, ma'am. We look forward to many more interactions with you. And I am especially interested in the spiritual part. You've explained that very well. I'd like to have another session with you. And I'd like you to enlighten all the people around that how to overcome, as you said, be connected to the universe. Don't expect anything from human beings. Connect with the universe, the higher frequency, you said.
And
I
have
want
gratitude.
to learn all of that. Yes, dear. So one day I'd like you to take out some time and really educate our audience and viewers. For today, ma'am, we are really, really thankful for sharing this beautiful time with us. We wish you all the best, and I'll be connected with you with special regard for this spiritual session, which you shared. It's very, very interesting. And I really like to have it once more shared. Yes.
Let me take a few more minutes of your valuable time, Andrea. I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You, Mr. Chidambaram, my great friend, my brother, my big brother Padmanabhan and Nalini. They have been and for giving me this opportunity to be with you. They are the persons, behind me to that made me interact with you. And I especially thank Chidambaram ji also for referring my name to you. And I take it as this as an opportunity given by the universe to me, because I told you I'll have an encounter of the unusual. I'll meet someone extraordinary. I met someone extraordinary like you. Encounter of the unusual. So these are the two things that is enough. I'm all along today. I'm so excited about today. So, and I'm also grateful to all this opportunity that has been given to me, where I could express myself so freely, and I'm also thankful to all the viewers and anybody who would come across uh, this Zoom session of ours. I thank them from the bottom of their heart for giving a patient ear and for giving their valuable time to listen to what a small soul like me had shared. I'm nobody in this cosmos when I'm compared. So someone very small like me had shared a little drop of water of wisdom that is around me. What I learned and what has helped me sail through, I have shared. So I wish even if one soul can get connected to what I have talked, and if it can make one soul happy, I feel grateful to this talk. Thank you very much, Andrea.
Thank you, ma'am. You've already impressed me a lot and you've already had a beautiful impact on me. You were saying that one soul, that it could be me and it could be many others too, dear. We are all being very much thankful to you and the universe for having you today here. As you've said, you will meet somebody unusual. And yes, today I've met a unique person and you have really this unusual aura around you. You can do a lot more for the people around you. You can share your thoughts, especially about spirituality and your experiences, and enlighten us. Really awesome,
Sure.
ma'am. Hats off to you for this beautiful.
No. I'm not such a great person to do your hats for me, but I'm a simple soul like you, learning lessons of life on my spiritual path. And I am very thankful to the masters who have given this knowledge to me. And I'm also thankful to the universe that I could get connected to this knowledge and I'm able to share it with so many other souls. So I'm a simple soul on a journey to evolve to higher planes. Thank you very much, Andrea. Thank you, everyone. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, dear. Stay blessed and stay connected, ma'am. Lots of love to you. We are really happy that you are one among us on the International Fab Talks. My dear friends, we really have to acknowledge and, of course, share this beautiful video with others. And of course, we promise to bring back ma'am again to share more with regard to spirituality, because that's interesting. We all have to go on the right path and be a person who gives and expects nothing. But yes, we have to expect it from the universe. All of that ma'am explained. And that was quite very, very interesting. So we'll get to know more about all of this in the next session, my dear friends. This is part 1. We'll have a part 2 session with ma'am. Thank you, dear.
Yes. Thank you so much, Andrea. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks. My dear friends, with this, we come to an end to the International Fab Talks for today. We'll be connected with you soon again. For now, it's a goodbye. If you like what we are doing, stay connected with us, subscribe, like, and comment. And don't forget to share this beautiful video, which has many beautiful messages. Lots of wisdom being shared today. Thanks.
Thank you, Andrea. I would also like to like you to keep up the great work you're doing. Okay, please keep it up. Okay, and wish you all the best and good luck. And may you meet wonderful souls. May you meet great souls. May you meet amazing souls in your journey, in this journey. And I'm really proud of you. Thank you.
Same here, ma'am. Proud of you too. Thank you so much, dear, and God bless. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you, friends.